I am honored. I'm in love with our guest on today's program. An inspiration, actually a spiritual leader and teacher to millions around the world, Supreme Master Ching Hai. And her life and her devotees are really dedicated to alleviating the suffering of others. And she has had an amazing life of service, having worked with the International Red Cross. If there's a disaster, pretty much she has been involved with it in terms of floods throughout the Midwest and California floods and in mainland China and Malaysia, and working with the disadvantaged elderly in Brazil and those displaced by volcanic eruptions and disaster victims in Thailand and destitute families in Formosa and Singapore and lepers in Hawaii, and so much so that she's been recognized, although she's apparently very shy and doesn't seek recognition, but it's hard to ignore her work. For example, October 25th, 1993 was proclaimed Supreme Master Ching Hai Day in Honolulu, Hawaii, and likewise proclaimed by governors of the states of Illinois and Wisconsin and Kansas and Missouri and Minnesota for her work with flood victims. And she received the World Peace Award and Spiritual Leadership Award. And I know she's getting uncomfortable because we really shouldn't talk about all the awards because we want to continue to do the work to which we're dedicated. Supreme Master, thank you for being with us on today's program.
How are you?
Very good. How are you, Supreme Master? It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. I'm good.
I can't tell you how much I admire you over the years. You're very influential in such a good way. What you're doing is so important with global warming, and you and I are some of the only ones out there who are just trying to.
We are buddies.
We are definitely buddies for sure. What a great buddy to have. So.
Yes.
What does it signify, Supreme Master?
Okay, how do I get it, huh?
Yes. How do I get it?
Yeah, well, everyone could get it actually, but they just don't want to, it's a hard job, and it's just like running for president, You have to work hard. And now the Universal Congress has selected me for this title, and I'm obliged to carry it all over the world around me to remind everyone of their supremacy within themselves.
So everybody is a master.
Yes, sir. We are the children of God, so we inherit that surname.
I saw in your writings you said, everybody's a master, and a supreme master is one who can teach each to have his or her own mastery, right? So,
yeah. And luckily, it has been approved simple and quick. I didn't even need to look for a running mate. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do.
Oh, right. Well, looking for a running mate, people don't do that very well anyway, so I wouldn't...
You wouldn't suggest, huh?
I wouldn't suggest that, right. So,
good. I didn't have to do it.
Well, for 8 years, I've been doing the vegan radio show and promoting... Well, the show is called Go Vegan with Bob Linden. So, so I use the vegan word, and sometimes people are a little afraid of that word,
Yes.
They're not used to it and all. But now that I say vegan is the green lifestyle...
Yeah.
It's popular, because everybody wants to be green.
It's the greenest way.
Vegan is the most important word,
And vegan and green save the world.
That's it. That says it all, right?
This is a new design that I make a new collection with everything about vegan, even for dogs, for cats.
Really?
Yeah, the handbag, the hat, the shoes, the socks, the t-shirt.
Oh, I have one of your devotees, Karen, who is making shoes also, and I'm going to sell her vegan shoes through my show. But maybe we could have a compassionate fashion show together that we put on together.
Why not?
Yeah. So you have a whole line of clothing that's available like that?
Yeah, just now, newly come out, evening gown or casual jean is all with I'm a vegan, I'm green, I save the planet, go veg, be green, this kind of line, all of them are printed on dress like that. All the dress, the shoes, the jean right now, it's new.
What a wonderful message. And that's on your entire clothing line.
Yes, yes. There's a new design now, just come out.
It's beautiful. I see you here via the internet, and it's quite lovely. Now, where does this compassion for animals come from you?
I don't know, sir. Ever since I was young, I could not see animal kill. I could not eat meat and fish. I got vomit a lot. That's why I'm very small. I'm not even 5 feet. I was very skinny. I'm getting better now, but I was very skinny before because I cannot eat, animal things. But, in my family, we also did not know anything, Like everybody else, I was forced to eat meat, and I go to bathroom and vomit there and don't dare to let anybody know.
Well, that's a natural reaction to something so repulsive as flesh, right? Putting flesh into our bodies?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and I try to eat, whenever possible, I eat the vegetable, and every time I had some pocket money, I go out and buy only vegetable and corn and all that. So my father say, why every time I give you some money, you just spend it on corn and, spinach and all those stuff and fruit. I say, I love them. I just love them because I was young and I didn't know much to say. Mm-hmm. And I vomit whenever, meat we're forced to eat. But they always tell me, you have to eat to grow up. And, like everyone else, my family also were not much wiser. And I'm glad that, now I grow up and I can decide what I eat. It was easier that way, yeah?
Certainly, yes.
Yeah, I would have grown much bigger if they fed me vegetarian since I was a kid.
Right. Well, you knew as a child, in your innocence, you knew the truth, that eating flesh was repulsive and not natural and not healthy. And it also turns out that it's really bad for the environment. And how is it that you've come to know that meat and dairy are so associated with global warming?
Well, because in the beginning it was intuition. Long before I even heard of the scientists' announcements about this link between meat or dairy and environment. But I've been preaching that since in the beginning of my, mission in any way. If you you could refer to the old tape.
How many devotees would you say you have around the world, people who are interested in your work?
Well, I do not really keep track of these numbers, but I guess millions, But for me, it's not really important how many people in a group, as long as these people are doing something that is beneficial to other people and other beings, Mm-hmm. And important is we polish our virtue and be of help to others, individually or group-wise. Mm-hmm. I think that's more important than numbers. Because sometimes people have a lot of numbers, mm-hmm. but there's nothing coming out of those numbers. Right.
But I notice a certain dedication to your devotees, so it would be nice if they were in great numbers.
It's true. You're right.
I first became aware of you. I started a vegan festival in Los Angeles called World Fest, and as soon as the word got out, your devotees with One World Restaurant were the first ones there to say, we're bringing the vegan food, and that's part of the message too. We want the world to go vegan, and they have to know the food is great, and you're actually involved with restaurants around the world.
Right. You see,
mm-hmm.
Practical.
Practical, right? So there you have a vegetarian house that's in San Jose.
Yes.
And now a chain of vegan restaurants worldwide, Loving Hut.
They are actually vegan. It's just
vegan.
We didn't use the word vegan. I honestly, I didn't know the word vegan existed before. If you excuse me for that.
Oh, no, the word vegan is very good. And I think it's important to differentiate between vegan and vegetarian. How do you feel about that, differentiating between vegan and vegetarian?
Basically, to me, it should be the same, Vegetarian imply vegetable. For me, I only knew that up to recently. Because for me, a vegetarian means vegan, means no animal products. But I was informed, not very long ago, that some people call themselves vegetarian, but they also eat egg and fish. And I say, these are not vegetables. These are not vegetables. I've been informed of the word vegan, and the word vegan is actually means just absolutely vegetable, the real vegetarian, you know?
Right.
So I thought, oh, convenient, very good. So
Yes.
I asked the Supreme Master TV to include the word vegan since then. So people get more used to with this word and maybe curious and try to find out what is it. I want people to know the cruelty involved in the dairy product as well, not just meat industry.